All right, today we're going to be making a Pong game in Scratch. So we will click Create. And let's get rid of our boxes. Let's get rid of our cat. First thing we need to have is a background. So bottom right corner, I'm going to click on the plus button and the magnifying glass. I like the one that looks like a neon tunnel. So I'm going to choose neon tunnel. Awesome, that looks great. And then on this background, we're going to have a rectangle at the very bottom so that when our ball hits it, it's our game over. So I am going to select backdrops right here. Then I'm going to click on the square there, and I am just going to draw my rectangle here at the bottom. I'm going to move it just a little bit further down there. Perfect, that looks great. And I'm going to change the color to that. Awesome, perfect. Okay, I'm going to go to code over here. We need to have a ball sprite, so I'm going to click on the plus button. I am going to click on the magnifying glass. I'm going to click on ball. Perfect. I am going to want my ball, when the green flag is clicked, I want it to show. So looks, I want it to show. I want it to point in direction 45, so this will help us bounce off the walls and not just go up and down and left and right. Let's see, where's point direction? It says 90. Let's change that to 45. Perfect, that looks great. And then I want it to start at the top of the screen. So I'm going to go to X and Y. I'm going to make my X 0 and my Y 180. Yep. Perfect. So now it will start in the middle at the top there. And then after 5 set point a half a second, so I'm going to wait 1 second. I'm going to change 1 to 0.5. So wait half a second. I want it to move 10 steps, and if it's on the edge, and bounce. And I want to do that forever. So this is what will have our ball always bouncing. So forever, we want it to motion, move 10 steps, and then if on edge, bounce. So why don't we click our green flag and let's see how it does. Perfect. So we've got our ball bouncing all over and over. Sweet. So now let's create our paddle sprite. So I'm going to click on the cat and I'm going to click on the paintbrush. We are going to use the same square here on the left, and I am just going to draw a rectangle that looks just like that. I'm going to change the color so I like that color. Awesome. Perfect. Now I'm going to click on code, and when the green flag is clicked, we will say we want looks. We always want this backdrop to pop up, and let's have our paddle always start here at the bottom. So I'm going to do motion. I'm going to grab go to. Right now it says 0 and 180. I'm going to change it to what it is in real life. I'm going to change it to 15, and then our Y is negative 56. So when I click my green flag, my paddle goes there. Perfect. I want it to point in direction 90, which is exactly what it is. And of course, I want it to show. Sweet. Next thing we are going to do, let's create a variable. So I'm going to go to variables. We want to do a score variable. So I'm going to click make a variable. I'm going to type in score. Awesome. And so every time our paddle hits our ball, we want our score to go up by 5. And if our score gets to 100, it should be game over, and another background should pop up. So I am going to grab a control. We're going to do wait. We'll just do 0.5. So it'll wait half a second. And we want to say forever. And we want an if and an else. So if our score is less than 100, so operators, and I'm going to grab the one that is less than, variables, we just created the score. So if my score is less than 100, not very good at this, less than 100, we want to control our paddle with the mouse pointer, with our finger. So I'm going to go to motion, and we're going to get the one that says go to random position, and we're going to change it to mouse pointer. So when we click the green flag, now wherever we tap on the screen, that's where we want it to go. Awesome. Okay, we've got that. And if our score is greater than 100, we want to have another backdrop pop up. So I am going to, on the right side, click on the stage where it says backdrops. I'm going to click on backdrops. And here in the bottom left, I'm going to search. And what would be a good one to pop up? I kind of like the circles. Okay, so I'm going to go back to code. Oh, I'm going to click on my sprite one here. Oh, and I forgot to do one thing. I need to rename it paddle. That is our paddle sprite. Okay, so if the score is less than 100, we always want it to go to our mouse pointer. And if our score is greater than 100, we want it to switch our backdrop. So you're going to go to looks, switch backdrop to circles. And you know what? We will just have it hide as well. So now, click the green flag. Okay. So now we need to code it. What happens if our ball hits our paddle? So let's go back to our ball sprite. And we're going to need another when green flag is clicked. So I'm just going to get that one up there. Events, when the green flag is clicked, we want to set our score to 0. So variables, set my variable to 0, change it to score. And then we want to do a forever. Whenever we have if statements, we need a forever around them. If statements always go inside. So if our ball is touching our paddle, sensing, touching, not mouse pointer, but paddle, we want to change our score by 5. So we can give ourselves 5 points, change score by 5. We want our ball to bounce off of it. So that, how we're going to do that is we're going to do turn, not 15 degrees, but 180 degrees. And then we want it to play a pop sound. So I'm going to go to sound, and I'm going to grab the one that says start sound, pop. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And now the final piece of our code, what happens if it touches the bottom line? So if it touches the bottom line, it should be game over. So I'm going to go to control. I'm going to go to if, and I'm going to put it underneath there. So if our ball is touching, so sensing, and this time we're going to do the color. Touching, click on the color here, click on the, nope, scroll down, click on our color, click on the little eyedropper looking thing there at the bottom, and then we are going to click on our rectangle at the bottom. So if our ball touches that rectangle at the bottom, we want to switch our backdrop to circles, which means game over. So I'm going to go to looks, I'm going to go to switch backdrop to circles, and then we want to, why don't we have our ball hide as well? And then I will say hide. So now let's try it. Perfect, that looks great. So now, when we stop, we click our green flag. Ooh, that was close. Perfect. Oh no, I missed it.